Nia, thanks so much for joining.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Pay equity is a real issue with designers, and obviously even more of an issue of designers of color, female designers. What would you advise for designers who are just now learning to advocate for themselves and show their value and show their worth?
This is a big problem. It's something that I experienced literally until 2-3 years ago. I believe I was underpaid for most of my career. I didn't know what my value was as someone who brings design experience to a company, how important that is, how much business that can drive. And I didn't do my research. I didn't know that you could look up what a typical salary is for someone with your level of experience in your industry in that area. I was pretty ignorant, and I took whatever was offered without thinking twice, and I was just happy it was higher than the last place. And so I definitely felt like when I learned about this stuff, dude, I could have been making so much more money. And that money is not everything. To me, it's important to be able to live, obviously, but like that's not the prime reason I pick a particular job. But I do believe it's so important to be paid fairly. Don't be like me and just walk into a job and, okay, I'll take that without doing your research first. I had to learn how to have those uncomfortable conversations, because when you're negotiating, that truly is your biggest shot at getting what you're needing to be paid. You can get a raise or a bonus here and there, but it's going to be built off of that base salary. I would say definitely do your research. Find out what a typical pay range is for someone like you. Find out how to ask for that, how to get a sense of what they're looking to pay, but also have a sense of what else is important to you. If they can't meet your salary expectation, can they do something else that's valuable to you? So for me, for instance, I have a salary expectation. If they can't meet it, well, what else is important to me? I love time off. I love traveling. Can I have a week more vacation? Yes. Great. I'm happy with that. So yeah, knowing a little bit about like how negotiation works, the intricacies of the offer, what you're kind of, in an ideal world, I'd get this and this, but I'd be okay with this and this. Like having that in your back pocket, just being prepared essentially, and practicing how you're going to ask. It's uncomfortable. Not easy, especially if you've never done it. Like in my case, I had only started doing this a couple of years ago, but I ended up getting what I wanted for the most part. And I was like, wow, like that sucked having that conversation, but I'm so glad I did, because now I feel like I'm finally being paid my worth in the marketplace for the first time. And you don't want to wait 10 years for that to happen. I think, unfortunately, it's not taught enough in schools, or even we don't teach our kids growing up like how to do this, at least not in my family. So yeah, the information's out there, and it is on you to put in that effort and to prepare and to know how to ask for these things. But you can get through it, and you'll be surprised at what you can get just by asking.
I could not agree more. And I think it is an uncomfortable conversation. It's even more uncomfortable if you're a woman, but there's something really empowering even if you get a no.
They want you.
Exactly.
You have the power in that situation. They want you on their team. You've proven enough that you deserve to be there. So that is a really important thing to remember. I will say one thing that really helped me in my last negotiation conversation was I studied like scripts online of like how to ask, what to say. I wrote it out, and then I had this piece of paper on the table. I'm on the phone, and I'm literally reading from my script, because there's no way I was going to memorize that and like actually remember it on the spot. What I would say, and then uncomfortable pause is okay. Wait, and then have my follow-up. If you can't meet this, I'll also ask for this. Having a plan listed out on paper so that I could refer to it and not feel so put on the spot. That really helped me feel like even if I forget, I can read this and I'll still get what I want to say out.
Absolutely. Having a few talking points is crucial. And I also think that it gets the ball rolling for the expectations you built with the company too, that you're going to stand up for yourself, that you're going to be vocal once you're hired, that you'll be good at negotiating resources for your team, that you won't let things slide. So if you can't stand up for yourself, it's hard for people to believe that you'll stand up for other things. A big thing is, I think, doing it in person. Like, it's so much easier to send an email and send it and close your eyes and hope something happens. But A, you get more money if you do it over the phone, but B, you get so much more respect. it's just like a skill that helps with everything else. It's not just about the money. It's also about that first promotion you're going to want, or that person you really want on your team, or that headcount you really want to open, or that project you really badly want to own. So I think negotiation is so universal and unlocks so many doors. All right, we have to wrap up. So if you enjoyed meeting Christine as much as I did, I have some really interesting and I think non-obvious perspectives on design careers. Thank you so much for being with us, Christine.
Yeah, it was really fun. Thanks.